So we got ourselves an interesting situation here. Shout out to Holly I Like Tech. Update on my Z Fold 7. So you can see the Z Fold 7 is cooked, right? The inside display here is absolutely cooked. It is weirdly broken. Now, okay, the reason why I paused there is because why it's broken. According to Holly here, she did not drop this, did not damage it, did not, hurt it in any way. She just updated to the November security patch for the Z Fold 7. Now, I've looked all over the internet. I have not seen any other Z Fold 7s have this issue. So my assumption is pretty clear. I don't think this is a security patch issue or an update issue. I think this is, we've talked about many times on the channel, 10% of all products that come out, they're either faulty, broken, or something's wrong with them. And sometimes it's not right away. Do you see when something's wrong with a piece of tech, right? It might, after a couple months, break, right? So I think that this is just over time, this product was going to break the Z Fold 7. And it's just an unfortunate situation. It happened right after the security patch. If it was a security patch, I feel like we would see a lot more of, people saying this. But it says this happened directly after updating to the November security patch. The phone has not been dropped or damaged in any way. Literally updated it and it turned on. It saw a green line. Now like this, Samsung is issuing a replacement. There is no intention about Samsung. The phone isn't damaged in any shape or form. Samsung has access to a phone itself and is issuing a replacement. Unlucky me, I guess. Yeah, again, this is just simply a 10% issue. 10% of all products or pieces of tech that gets created, there's going to be issues with them. And again, they might not show up right away. This is why when we say that number, everyone's like, okay, well, there's 1 million units. Let's say they sell 10 million units, right? There's 1 million units that have issues. Well, yes, but it might not have the exact issue for all 10 million units. Some might just be broken altogether, right? You just pick it up and it just doesn't work. Some of them, over time, might have an issue with the display. The display might not be 100%. And over time, it takes a while, but eventually it's going to break. And that's exactly what might be happening here is over time, the display got worse and worse because it was already faulty. You just don't know it when you first get the device or when you first pick up the device. That's why it's nice that Samsung does have a warranty and they will replace it themselves. And the good thing is most companies, most manufacturers, as long as there's no foul play there or you didn't do anything malicious, if you send it back to them, they'll most likely give you a replacement. Not a refund, but they'll give you a replacement of that device. As long as they have it in stock. But most of the time they will. Because at the end of the day, clearly, unless it's malicious, there's no real reason, for them not to. And obviously, this is clearly not malicious. If she is getting a new phone and she's sending it to Samsung and Samsung's giving her a replacement, then yeah. So again, I know, listen, whenever there's an issue with a Z Fold device, especially the inside display, people will always go with see, that's what happens when you spend $2,000 on a foldable phone and blah, blah, blah. Durability sucks. This is going to happen with 10% of all phones that go out there, 10% of all computers that go out there, 10% of all GPUs that go out there. Look at the 50 series, the 5090s, I think it was just the 5090s, but it might have been the whole 50 series. The cable was melting on the actual GPUs. Was that every single 5090? No. Was that every single 5080? No. Was every single 70, 60? No. It was 10% of them. Now, that 10% with GPU market, you're going to hear, right? Because it's a lot different than I feel like the phone market. When it comes to GPU market, if there's a problem, people are going to post it. They're going to go on Reddit. They're going to go on Twitter, whatever, right? But it was only 10% had that issue, right? But again, 10%, still a lot. but it's just how it works with anything that comes out. Yes, you could work on quality control. Yes, you could try everything humanly possible to try to perfect everything so you lower that 10% down. And maybe you can, but it's still going to happen. It's still going to, let's say it's not 10%, it's 7%. Let's say it's not 7%, it's 5%. You're going to have, there's always going to be devices or stuff that isn't perfect and does break, so it is what it is. But tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one.